Alright, welcome back to the next episode of the Elder-Scrolls-A-Thon Arena. On the last episode, we were planning on doing the next part of finding the next piece of the Staff of Chaos. Instead, we got sent on a random, well, not random, we were asking about rumors, and we just kind of happened to stumble upon this. Oh, hello, sir. Oh, I'm cursed. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. So let us go on ahead and see that you have nothing useful, and then go on ahead and use a potion of... Wait, did they say I was cursed, or I was... Oh boy, was I cursed? Oh, I'm cursed. What does cursed mean? I'm not... What does cursed mean? I'm really scared about what cursed means. So let us do this. Let us save and hit as Talon is cursed and not do over Talon artifact quest, because if I do that, I think who knows what cursed is. You know, in 2 minutes I could drop over dead. Anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, let me pause it now. On the last episode, we were doing a bunch of stuff, blah, 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 blah. We're on a artifact quest to find the Staff of Magnus. Blah, 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 blah. For us to find where its location, we have to go, and you know the shtick, we have to go find a piece of paper to find out the actual location of it. It's the same thing for the Staff of Chaos. Anyway, so we came here, and we were down on, I think now, the 4th floor. And on the last episode, we were kind of talking about the YouTube, how the YouTube video lengths have changed over the course of time. As far as, oh, hello, let me heal. Thank you. Let me go over here now, because you're going to apparently just be a real scumbag. Oh, hello, Mr. Zombie. Of how the expectation, or the video length, I guess, is not expectation, but the video length has kind of increased over time, where it was starting at 10 minutes is what you would see on average for a YouTube video, and then it's becoming more and more prominent to see longer content. Let us go forward, and then we talked about something which was the Suicide Squad Save the Justice League video game, which I was looking forward to, by Rocksteady, and how, due to some stuff I had seen, is that not a hidden wall? That's not a hidden wall. Interesting. Oh, let us go ahead and use light. This light spell has been so valuable because it makes things so much easier. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Okay, and I cannot jump in this game to save my life. Can I please get up? Oh, for the love of God and everything that's holy. Hello. Okay, let us fire a dart. We don't need to... and kill you. Okay, and found 50 gold. Not bad. Okay, and let's heal. And let's try this jump again. Oh my God. This is not going well, guys. Can I get up? Thank you. Oh. Complaint in this game, besides it being so dark, is sometimes it's not, the movement's not intuitive. Hello. We talked about that game and how... Oh, hello. We talked about that game and how, due to some stuff that I had found out possibly leaking, that it really kind of soured my opinion on maybe immediately getting the game. Let us light heal. We don't need a full heal. And I asked at the end of the last episode how, if there was a game like that happened to you, or what was your most disappointing game. And so this is the same recording session as that question. So I don't have the, I guess, the, what word do I want to use, the results of it, but I'm gonna guess, I've never played it, but I'm guessing maybe No Man's Sky is up there, because I heard that was a disappointing game. The Watchdog game, I heard that didn't launch as beloved as was maybe expected and stuff like that. But you found the map that leads to the Staff of Magnus, somewhere in the province of Blackmarsh. You inscribed the location onto your map of the continent, so it's in Blackmarsh, so now I just gotta get out of this location. Which is now really unfortunate that it was another, what, like probably 5 minutes, and we found the location, so... Oh well. So now this we're not into the episode. We're going to go ahead and do the location in Blackmarsh, or at least begin it. And let us get out of here, which is right next to me. Anyway, and let us... Where are we going? We're gonna go... We'll figure it out. Anyway, so there's probably going to be some... If you've not seen that video, go check it out. Why would you be watching what is now episode, I believe, 6 when you didn't watch episode 5? That makes... I mean... Hey, it's your right and your prerogative. I'm not going to tell you it's wrong, which is a little weird and bizarre, at least in my opinion. But I'll be talking about some stuff from that episode, and maybe repeating it, because I also, I took a little bit, like a 10-minute break in between recording that episode and this episode, but so I might repeat some stuff, but I wanted to continue on talking about that, which was games I had previously went and gotten pre-ordered, because that's something I really don't do a whole lot. The last games that I did, I know I talked about Elden Ring was the last game that I did that for, and I don't regret it. It was a fantastic game. We're going to go that direction, okay. But prior to that, the other games that I did that, the last one before Elden Ring was probably a very long time ago. It would have had to have been, if my memory serves me correctly, it had to have been Fallout 4. And the reason you're saying, why Fallout 4? Well, first off, again, I had a really positive experience with Bethesda and their games prior to that. Check, however many episodes ago it was, but maybe 2 or 3, about how so we're going to go down, right, no, you stupid idiot. That's going to lead right here. You're going to go forward, or no, well, technically right, and then you're going to forget it. We'll do it live. You're going to go this direction, I believe, and then we're just going to probably get lost, but we're going to continue on. It's Fallout 4. Hello. How are you? Oh.
You were a fool to confront me, and now have paid the ultimate price. Even now, my servants go to fetch your mortal husk. You will serve me well through my years as Emperor. Once I have made you undead, perhaps I will even let you retain some of your memories, so that the price of your failure has meaning to you.
So that is Jagar Tharn. I know you're saying, why did he randomly do this? Again, if you didn't watch last episode, I was doing some stuff off screen, not recording, and unfortunately that's a cutscene I missed, but apparently he is going to be coming to us a lot more now. Let's, I guess, go back here, because now I gotta go back and try and find out where I was. I believe I know how to get there. It's this way. Oh, I know what's happening. I absolutely know what's happening. I am bonking my head on the roof. There we go. Made that jump. What was I talking about? I was talking about Fallout 4 and how that was the game prior to all of this. Okay, I was making sure no one's sneaking up behind me. Same exact shtick. You saw it. Gonna go to Blackmarsh. It's gonna continue being this episode. Let us save the game after Talon is cursed and continue on going on. But Bethesda had built up a lot of goodwill with things like the games I had played, which were Fallout 3, which I loved, Skyrim, which I loved. So I said, of course I'm gonna pick up, Fallout 4. There's no reason why I wouldn't pick up Fallout 4. And that was... Oh, hello, Mr. I honestly think... I don't know about you, but one of my other complaints about this game is enemies literally will spawn right in front of you. Like, they're not there 1 minute, and then the next minute they are. And that's a little bit... that's just a... See, like that. Like, I will accept, you know, them spawning in randomly because they're magic users. Because, you know, maybe they have the ability to, you know, dimension door or some kind of D&D related spell. I'm going a completely bad direction, so let me immediately stop doing that and go back this way. So anyway, blah blah blah, Fallout 4. So one of the things I had to do for Fallout was and I guess that's really what I want to talk about this episode, which is not really continue on the games that were disappointing or the games that I went and I'm lost. We're gonna go down the waterway. Oh, man, see, they're just sneak up on me, man. Okay, and 7 gold, and I don't care about any of that other stuff. And we're gonna just go down here. The thing I want to talk about, I guess, which is... Let me pull up the map just so I can make sure I'm going to the right location. We're gonna go up this side. Which is when I got Fallout 4, I actually had to get because I had not upgraded the previous console generation. I was still had at that point whenever Fallout 4 came out, which is what, 2014, 2015. It's been so long now, and ever since the pandemic, it seems like years have just kind of blended together. Maybe it's also just getting older that years just seem to blend together. And but I had not upgraded to the newest generation. I was still at that point a heavy 360 user, Xbox 360. I had thoroughly enjoyed that system. And I guess what I'm talking about today is really the disastrous result of that E3. If you didn't play games or were not just didn't care about the quote-unquote console wars, which I'm pretty much a PC gamer now, so I really don't have a dog in the fight, as they say. And if you even look at my history of video game consoles I've owned, I've never been an exclusive, I'm only playing this console only type of player. My first system was a PlayStation 2. The next system I got was an Xbox 360. The next one I got after that was a PlayStation 4. And we're now in the next generation after that, and I don't even have I don't have the next generation of consoles. I don't have any of them because I personally don't see the point. I built a really nice PC myself, and why can I not? Hello, map? I think the map glitched out, so that's fantastic. So now we gotta try and find our way out of here, possibly without a map. Oh no, with a map, thank God. Let us turn back. Yep, turn back is where we're needing to go. Oh, hello. Sir, I would really appreciate it if you did not try and hit me with your mace or try and shoot spells at me when I'm not looking. But I don't have the next generation of console because I built my own PC, and it's a really good PC. It's a AMD Ryzen, is it Ryzen 5 3600? I believe it's a Ryzen 5 3600. It's been a number of years. It's a couple years since I built it, but I believe that's the CPU, and the GPU is an EVGA NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super. So it's good. So I really don't have any of the modern consoles. Now, maybe if I needed it, for example, one of the games that I would love to play, because I played maybe the first, I've maybe played it maybe on average of about an hour or two of it, but I never played it to completion, was the original Red Dead. And I would love to do that. And the problem is the original Red Dead's not on any let us go back, and we're going to go this way. It's not on it's not on PC, so you'd have to get a console and all that stuff. So, but most of the stuff I'm playing now is, and we're going to Black Marsh, and we're going where we're going to the dungeon of Sekrog, which will take us 26 days to travel there, which is fine, and we're going to continue on. And we're going to immediately say, "What are you doing, you stupid idiot?" and go back to Black Marsh, and we're going to go to Chase Creek. And it's going to take us a day, and we're immediately going to go to a temple and cure ourselves of whatever curse we have. I apologize if I sound off again. This is just a couple days after that last recording session, and I still believe I'm coming down with something, so let us try and talk to a person. Excuse me, person. Excuse me. Thank you. Where is the nearest temple? Southwest. Okay. Southwest. So we're just going to go this direction. This, well, we know which one, where our temple is. It's the one with the gigantic, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh man, I said this in a previous episode. It's stained glass. That's the word I was looking for. So I just have to find the door. Thank you. I don't know what curses do, but I want to. Yeah, I don't care. I need to get in before I die. Excuse. Person. Oh, there you are. Hello. Thank you. Hi. I need you to cure me. Oh, okay. Bless me? Maybe? How much do you wish to donate? I don't know, like 1,000 gold? I don't know if that... And I'm in perfect condition. Okay, so am I now... Yeah, so I'm no longer cursed. Okay, fantastic. And while I'm here, let us go on ahead and try and find an inn to sleep in, because I am really fatigued. Excuse me. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cut here, and hello. And we're going to cut here, and we'll come back when we're back in the whatever dungeon we were meant to be in. Okay, we're back. We rested, and there's a lizard man right here. So let us go on ahead and say, "No thank you, sir, we're not interested." And save the game. I'm no longer cursed, so we can get rid of this. So let's go on ahead and get rid of this. And let us say Talon Artifact Quest V2. And let us use a light spell. You know the shtick. Let's use a light spell, and let us get about our merry way. So we were talking about gaming consoles and how I had a PlayStation 2, an Xbox 360, and a PlayStation 4, and then I built my PC. Anyway, let us get that 69 nice gold and continue on our way and get a little bit of this mapped out before we pull out our map, because I doubt we're going to just randomly stumble upon where we're needing to go. Granted, I believe we're doing the hug the left wall strategy, which is what I recommend. But I guess, again, I've never been a fanboy of a specific console. I've never been specifically a Sony fan or a Microsoft fan or an Xbox or a PlayStation fan. I've been a fan of... Is that where we started? No, this is down. So let us save again and continue on our merry way by going... This looks more promising than the other direction, so we're going to go this way. And we're just going to pick up 73 gold and a bracelet. And over here, there's another bit of 14 gold. Oh, hello, Mr. Moaner. See, I like that spell, but it takes so much. Not that button. It takes so much magic to do it, so I don't like to do it too often. But I deemed those enemies worthy. They are for a fact least favorite enemy in the game. They officially overtook rats. It's now, as far as the standings of least favorite enemy, it now goes ghouls number 1. Oh, is this down again? Oh wow, we just keep I believe go to the most interesting direction and then hug the wall strategy is actually working. So what is the most interesting direction? Unfortunately, I believe it's this jumping puzzle thing is probably going to be the most interesting direction, even though I don't want it to be. And let us... oh, it's going to have to be a corner jump. Okay, there we go. Oh, is this not where no, it's not where I'm supposed to go. So I made that cool jump the first time for nothing. Oh boy. Hello. And dead. One thing I found out that I completely forgot about is these spiders are supposed to paralyze you, but because I'm a high elf, I am immune to paralysis. So that is, I guess, something I completely forgot about reading on my character, as far as like race, as listed of the races and what they benefit from. So I completely forgot about that until, you know, I was checking basically some other stuff. I saw, oh wow, this is I completely forgot about that. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. Let me heal. And let me continue on fight. Oh, let me heal again. That heal spell that I made is fantastic. It takes a decent amount of magic, but not an ungodly amount of magic. And hello, Mr. Minotaur. Goodbye, Mr. Minotaur. And 56 gold. And let us go ahead and save. We made some progress. But I am rambling more incoherently in this episode than I think I've done in any past episode, so I profusely apologize. Back to what we were talking about, which was the console war and of the generation between 360 and the PlayStation 4, really, which was, well, not 360 and PlayStation 4, is technically Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and then Xbox One versus PlayStation 4. But, and again, I want to preface this by saying I'm coming up with these numbers completely off the top of my head. I have no idea. I'm not going to give you numbers, so I don't know why I said I'm giving you numbers. I'm not giving you any numbers. I'm just saying how I feel. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I just feel like PlayStation 2 obviously dominated that generation. It was not even measurably close. It's still, I think, to this day, the best-selling console in the history of... No, is it the second best? I think Wii might have overtaken PlayStation 2. It's one or two. It's either Wii PlayStation 2 or it's PlayStation 2 Wii, because the Wii sold like hotcakes, man. But then when the 360 came along, it released in, and when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about specifically the United States, because truthfully, still to where do we want to go? Because we're going to go down the waterway, I guess. And we're going to go this direction. Still to this day, the market share of things like the Xbox 360 to PlayStation in like Japan is not even measurable. It's like, I want to say like 95-5 in favor of the PlayStation over in Japan. It's not even measurably close. Oh, hello. Whereas, and even in Europe, I believe it's granted it is closer. Hello, it is closer, but it's not anywhere like it is. Oh, and we've got a level up. 6 point. That is fantastic. That is the maximum number of points you can get. And like I said in the previous video, it might have been this video, but I want to say it's previous. Everything from here on out is getting put into intelligence until we fully level that up to 100. And we're going to save after leveling up. Again, I apologize if there's more cuts in this or not than normal. Again, I really believe I'm coming down with something and I am coughing and nobody wants to hear that, so there's probably a lot more cuts in it than normal. But anyway, back to what I was saying, which was the really in America, how it was, again, PS2 pretty much was the dominant console. Oh, is this down? Yes, this is down. Fantastic. Go down and save. And then 360 was I felt the dominant console. The only reason people really bought PlayStation 3s in that generation were because of the ability to play Blu-rays. At least I felt like. You know, there was some exclusive stuff over on PlayStation 3, like the Little Big Planets and Heavy Rain, I believe, was an exclusive and stuff like that. But really, as far as like pure gaming goes, I mean, the 360 dominated that era. And one of the things that did not help the PlayStation 3 launch was, I believe it was like insanely more expensive, like $100 more expensive than the 360 was. So when you have, you know, that large of a gap in price, it's going to affect which one the consumer chooses. Let us, I believe I ran out of light, so let's go ahead and use light. And let us pull up our map and go back the way we came. But then that next generation hit, the shift from the 360 and the PlayStation 3. I thought I hit the light spell button. Thank you. And then something happened, and you know, there's probably some people watching who might not have watched that E3. You know, I have to remember I'm getting older. So I can remember things, and sometimes hello. Granted, this is an older game, so I don't know how many young people are going to be wanting to watch, you know, a game from '94 when this is a game that was released a year before me, before I was born in '95. So I don't know how many people who were born, you know, circa before 2000 or who are going to want to watch this, but there might be. I don't know. It's your right, your prerogative, and if you do and you've got it this far along, thank you and appreciate it. But what I was saying is, if you watch that, so we're gonna have to go down that middle waterway to get progress. If you watch that E3, which is that E3 between the launch of the PlayStation 4 and the launch of the Xbox One, that is probably the only time I can remember that you witnessed like full on, like one company like just out in the public just murder another company. What PlayStation did to Xbox during that E3 was just, I mean, it was brutal to watch. And here's the thing, it was not even really what PlayStation did. It was just, I mean, it's like that thing where you watch your friend make a decision and you know it's a stupid decision and you're like, hey buddy, this is a bad decision. I really think you ought to think this through. And they go, no, I've thought it through. And you go, are you sure? And you go, yeah. And you're like, oh. And you kind of watch back, and you know, you watch and you see, I know this is going to be inevitably really, really bad for you. That this is in no way, shape, or form going to help you. And you know, there are times you step in and you know, you say, no, absolutely not. You're not doing this. But sometimes you just have to let them make mistakes and learn themselves. It depends on how bad it is. But it's like watching a friend do that and you're going, why are you doing this? And they've pretty much shot themselves in their own foot. And that's really what it was with the Xbox and what they did at that E3. If you don't know what they did at that E3, hello, let us fire dart you. Let us heal, apparently, because I can't fire dart. Let us fire dart. heal. Sorry, oh my god, man. Okay. That was, oh my god, what? I believe I have unequipped my, I had sheathed my weapon, so that was what happened. Okay, sorry. Let us use a bunch of restore power potions. And let us light heal. No, that's the wrong button. Let us light heal. I am an idiot. I'm a complete idiot. You're probably been watching the last episode and this episode and saying, hey, if I don't believe I've ever mentioned my name. I don't think I have in all these episodes. My name is Samuel, so you can call me Samuel or you can call me Sam. I don't care either way. Either way, you're probably screaming at your screen. Granted, you didn't know my name at the time, but you're probably saying, "Hey, stupid! You got a shield spell. You should probably use it." And you're absolutely right. I should use this shield spell. So let's go ahead and use it. And then let's use a bunch of restore power potions and continue on our merry little way. I feel like a idiot. That is not proper English. A idiot is not proper English. It would be an idiot. Let us take that 12 gold and continue about our merry little way for our adventure. Anyway, so that was like watching a company go and shoot themselves in the foot. Because everything that happened to Xbox at that E3 was Xbox's own fault. And, I mean, it was really brutal. So, when you say that Sony won that console's generation, that generational console war, which they did, I think anybody that is not just a inherently biased Xbox fan would say objectively that the PlayStation absolutely won that console generation war because of just how poorly the E3 was before it and the choices Xbox had made beforehand. If you don't know what those choices were, sorry, if you don't, again, I'm having to cut out some stuff because I truly believe I'm coming down with something. The choices that were made were it was going to be required that the Xbox always be was always online. That was a requirement, or it had to be authenticated within a 24-hour period, or it's been so long, or either that it didn't work or the games wouldn't work, or it basically was an always online policy, which people did not like, and I understand why. And the other one, which was one of maybe even more of the hotly debated and hated topics, was the policy that Xbox would no longer allow, or the way they would understand the game aspect would eliminate the trade-in market for video games, which most people here, I think, where are we going? Okay, this is not explored, so that has to be where it is. So I need to go this direction. Back this direction. For those that don't know what that means, which I think most people do, but if you don't, it was basically what GameStop was, which was, oh, I bought a game for $60, let me take it to GameStop and trade it in, and they'll give me money, and then that's fantastic, and you know, all that jazz and more. Oh, this looks probably like it's it. So you have uncovered the legendary Staff of Magnus, lost for ages. With reverence, you add the item to your inventory. Fantastic. Hello, spider. You can't even let me have that. Let us look at that staff. The Staff of Magnus. The Staff of Magnus does 1 to 8 damage. It weighs 3 kilograms. Its condition is new. The Staff of Magnus, one of the elder artifacts of Tamriel, was a metaphysical battery of sorts for its creator, the Archmage Magnus. When used, it regenerates both a mage's health and mystical energy at remarkable rates. In time, the staff will abandon the mage who wields it before he or she becomes too powerful and upsets the mystical balance that it is sworn to protect. I wonder, because it says mystical energy, I am a sorcerer. I do not naturally generate mana when I rest. I have to get it through spells being shot at me or through restore power potions. I wonder if this will allow me to regenerate mana. I really wonder that. Well, there's only one way to try to test that theory, so let's go ahead and equip it. And they said by using it, I believe. So I am out of. So let us go on ahead and cast the most, overpowered thing we have. And let us go fully out of magic. Fantastic. Okay. And then let us use this. I am regenerating. It looks like maybe I'm ticking up slowly. Let me check. I've got 27 spell points. Okay, let me wait here about 5 seconds. Okay, I don't think this actually works for my character, which is unfortunate. Okay, oh well. At least we got to see what an artifact quest was. Let us put back on the ebony longsword and continue on and get out of here and end the episode. So let's continue, because hello, orcs. By the time I get out of here, I want to have this conversation of this console generation war done and talked about. So very, very quickly, who is behind me? Hello, thank you, yes, goodbye. 3 gold and stuff I can't use or don't want. 13 gold. Okay, move on. Basically, they were going to say that the GameStop element, which, at that point in time, most people, I think nowadays, myself included, I've not been in a GameStop in over a decade, or close to over a decade, because, there's no need for a GameStop, or at least what I used a GameStop for, which was either pre-orders or either pre-orders or to trade in stuff. And the reason why is either the way that the game industry has kind of changed over the last number of years, which is completely removed the need for pre-orders, because everything you can download or pre-order on the console itself, which really wasn't a thing, or it was just barely starting at that time. And then trading in games, which I think anybody that traded in a game at GameStop can tell you, you would buy a game for $60 and they say, oh, we'll give you $7 for it. And it was unfortunate, but it just kind of became a thing. And I think people when the online element for ordering games and being able to get games online, that really hurt GameStop. And at that point, who cares about the $7? I mean, really. So, but at that point in time, it was still a major, let us save the game. It was still a major contentious point for most people. And rightfully so. So when you look at that and them saying basically 2 things, that you're always going to have to be online, which still to this day I think most people would have a problem with. Some people might not, but granted, I think both these issues are largely non-issues today, especially the trade-in, or basically the trade-in clause that they had. But back then it was not. People did not like that. And then when you add that and combine let us use light, add in let us go on ahead and use some restore power potions, get up to about there and continue on about our adventure. And I am kind of lost. How do I get home? I'm going to go this direction. And then there was a interview that was done afterwards, after they announced this, and you could tell the audience was not happy at that presentation. there was an interview done by, I forget who it was, but it was somebody with Xbox, and the question was asked, and this has been a long time ago, so I might not be remembering the quote correctly, but basically it was along the lines of, if you're always requiring an online check every so often for people, how do you, let's go ahead and take that, because that might be magical. It is, oh wait, is it? Hold on. Is that bot? Oh no, it's 7 to 20. No, okay, so it's not. Okay, but I can sell it. Okay. But one of the questions that was asked by someone, and again, I don't remember the exact quote or who person was interviewing or who was doing the interviewing, but the question was asked, what with the always online policy, what about the people, for example, the troops who might not always have a stable internet connection, and the response was something along the lines of, well, we have a console for them, it's called Xbox 360, and that really didn't settle, that response did not set well with me or really a lot of people. So when you've kind of insulted a lot of people and brought in policies who they were not going to accept at that time, and then give that kind of response, it really set a lot of people off in a very negative mood towards that console. I am so, that's not what I was wanting the down button. I need to go back where I came. I apologize for all of this. I went down this tunnel for no apparently good reason. But anyway, that really ticked a lot of people off. And so then Xbox had their press conference first, and people were not happy. And then Sony came in and they had their press conference, and their press conference was fantastic. If you've never seen that E3, I recommend watching the Sony E3 press conference. I forget what year it was. It might have me going ahead, because I want to make sure I go the right way. It's this way and right. That may be the greatest E3 press conference in the history of E3s. I mean, that's how truly fantastic it was. And I remember there was, right at the end, there was a very quick slideshow that Sony had put together. And when I say it was the most savage thing I have ever seen one company do to another company, regardless of the video game industry, I'm talking just any company in the history of ever. I mean, it was savage. It was a slideshow, and the slides were something along the lines of, Sony PlayStation 4s will not require you to authenticate every 24 hours. It will not limit who you can what you do with your games. If you want to trade it in, if you want to lend it to a friend, you can do it here. We are for the gamers is basically the slide. So it was like, it was like watching like Tyson beat like an amateur boxer. Like you don't want to watch, but there's a part of you that kind of does. It's a morbid curiosity, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. You're like, this is fantastic, but like also, can we please stop? They're already dead. And then was like the coup de grace, the cherry on top, in which they ended their press conference, which was, and I really wish I could remember the amounts, how much each console cost at launch, but I don't remember off the top of my head. My map keeps messing up, man. But at the end of the Sony press conference, they waited till the very end to say this: you're going to be able to get the console. I believe it was a week earlier than, or it was earlier than the 360 or the Xbox One console, if my memory serves me correctly. Don't quote me on that. That's the one thing I'm not certain on, but I believe it came before the Xbox One. But the big one was, it is, let us go on ahead and use that and then go boop 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 boop. They said it's going to be $100 cheaper. And when I say that was maybe the loudest an E3 room has ever gotten, it really was. I mean, there were cheers like you have never heard before. And if you look at the impact that disastrous E3 had on that console's generation. I mean, it wasn't even close. If it, it was always, I felt always close to about 50-50, maybe 60-40 for all the previous stuff, at least in America. But there was so much damage that was kind of self-inflicted by Xbox at that time, not because anything was inherently bad. The always online thing and the game policy is not, I personally am not a fan of it, but if it happened today, do you think it would have the same impact? I don't know. I think maybe it was just honestly 10 years too early to have that conversation. Maybe gamers would not have been as hesitant or as angry at that now as they would have been a decade ago. But if you look at, let us go forward, right, left, and then forward, right, left, forward. So it really did a unfortunate number on the Xbox One, where the going ahead and go out, nope, that's not where I wanted. The PlayStation 4 annihilated the at least, again, I don't have the numbers, but to me it seemed like absolutely annihilated the Xbox One as far as the number of people playing it. And let me go up one more, and let us go back to let us go back to Black Marsh, and let us go back to Chase Creek, which is where we were originally, and I believe I have an inn marked there. It is night. Is the inn close? It is kind of close, so we're gonna risk going at night. Anyway, so as I was saying, because as we're starting to wind up near the end of this episode, hello, it took, a long time for Xbox to recover. And if you notice the current generation, which is the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, what is it? Oh, what is the new Xbox? The Xbox X. They keep changing the names. It's PlayStations are easier to remember because it's just numbers. PlayStation is still to this day kind of dominating the sheer number. Granted, Xbox kind of closed the gap, but it took, it destroyed their, I have not saved a location, so I'm not interested in any other stuff. I need to get a room, stay for a day, I'll accept 10 gold and be on my merry way. It took them, they lost that generational war because of just how disastrous that is not a location for me to sleep, of how bad that their choices were in that E3 press conference. And it's really just now where they're starting to kind of recover. And I'll say this, if I were to buy a console, I would not be as hesitant to buy an Xbox console this generation as I was. If you were asking me last generation would I have bought an Xbox console, absolutely not. That's how staunchly against I was the policies they tried to bring in against them. So I said, I'm not buying an Xbox console that previous generation, I'll play a PlayStation. But it's really interesting to see how it's taken all these years for them to kind of recover, and I do think they're in a better direction. I have no idea what time it is, so let me see. 8:50 in the evening, so let's go on ahead and rest for... Oh, well, apparently I slept for 24 hours. And I don't believe I can sleep here. No, I must rent a room. Okay, so let me go rent another room, because apparently when you rest, when you don't need to rest, it goes for 24 hours. Can I get another room for a night? And I'll pay another 10 gold, yeah, whatever. And I'll exit. But, so that's basically what I want to talk about in the most, I guess, disjointed manner I've tried, which was doing this during a dungeon in another 8 hours. Fantastic. And it is now, what, 4:20? Okay, I need to rest for another about 4 hours. and then I'll be on my way. Thank you. Yeah, so I guess that's what I wanted to talk about this episode, was just kind of that really poor choice and one of the most brutal E3s I think I've ever seen. So that's going to end this episode. We found the Staff of Magnus. It unfortunately did not have as much as effect on my character as I kind of maybe wanted it to, because I thought it might. First of all, I didn't know what it did, but artifacts are supposed to be really like OP in this game, and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Maybe it's something that'll help me because it's by a magic user. I'm a magic user, so that makes sense. But it didn't. I'm a sorcerer who can't magically generate magic points by resting, so I have to get hit by spells, and that's how I get my magic. So I thought maybe it would help me when I found out it helps regenerate stuff, but unfortunately it does not. So maybe we'll do some more artifact questing later, and maybe we'll find something we can use. But on the next episode, we are going to go on ahead and we are going to continue on the main quest, which was find the Labyrinthian, which we can do, but actually let us go on ahead and get out of here because it is not in Blackmarsh. So let's try and set us up for success by going to, what did they say, was it Winterhold? I believe it was Winterhold, which will take us 35 days. So let's travel to Winterhold. You've arrived in the city-state of Winterhold in Skyrim Province. The date is Loridas, 5th of Rain's Hand in the year 3rd Era 390. It took 35 days. We welcome you to Winterhold. Let travelers find warmth within our walls. Let challengers find us worthy. Fantastic. And so we are going to go on ahead and end the episode here. In the next episode, we are going to continue on our way doing the main quest, which is Labyrinthian. And actually, let us... No, in the episode, Samuel, you have a horrible habit of extending episodes longer than they should be. So let's end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Episode 6, I believe it's episode 6 of the Elder-Scrolls-A-Thon Arena. Thank you guys so much if you're this far along in here. You know, it either means you really like this game and are willing to watch anybody, or maybe you really like me, and for that I really appreciate it. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. It'll help me get more people that subscribe, the more people who might want to watch, me. It'll help you by letting you know when new videos drop. There's going to be a new episode of Arena every day until this game's complete. Then we're going to play Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and ESO. We're not just an Elder Scrolls channel. Eventually, there are plans to do other games. I have a list that will either be games I've never played or only ever partially played, and really there's only maybe a select time some games that would be games I've played already. Like, for example, the Dark Souls series or the Soulsborne series. I've never played Dark Souls 3, played part of Dark Souls 2. Have beat Dark Souls 1, so that is a plan to do that series. And if you want to see somebody rage and get angry, that'll be the series for you, because it'll happen. But there's going to be other stuff on this channel. I have a rough idea of what it's going to be, but I'm not 100% certain, set on stone, of what the next series is going to be in addition to this. It will not affect the uploads of this. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, another way you can help me out is by hitting the thumbs up button. It really, really, really does help. You guys, I'm sure you hear YouTubers say it all the time. Oh, hit the thumbs up button. What is it? What can it do? It helps the algorithm. It helps. It helps. It really, really helps. And then to close out, I was asking questions. So what question do I want to ask? We talked about the Xbox and PlayStation kind of rivalry and that E3. So let's have this conversation. So I think a decent number of people are PC gamers, especially with growing Twitch presence. More people are doing PC gaming more and more. But there's probably still a large portion of people that play consoles. And there might be people that, like me, play, both consoles evenly, but there might be some people who have preferences, or maybe they're a strict PlayStation fan or a strict Xbox fan. I probably, pissed off the Xbox fans by having this, 45-minute hour conversation about the horrific launch of the Xbox One. If I did, I apologize. It wasn't my intent, but it was just kind of what happened. But the question is, if you are a console gamer, what are you? Are you a person that just kind of picks the best one for you? Is it best bang for your buck? Is it best features? Is it exclusive games that are coming there? Or is it, I'm always going to get a PlayStation, I'm always going to get an Xbox, no matter what? And then second question off of that, we're doing 2 questions, which is, what was your experience with that E3 I was talking about? I don't remember what E3 it was. It was 2013, 2014, something like that, I want to say. But if you've not seen the video of the press conference from both Xbox and Sony from that, I go back and watch it. It is insane. So yeah, what was your when you guys were watching that all those years ago, what was your kind of reaction to this always online policy Xbox had, and this no trading in games, no ability to trade games to your friends to play that Xbox kind of taken, and really the aftermath of that? So what was your opinion on that? So that's going to be today's question. In the next episode, we are going to go on ahead. I believe I already said this. If I haven't, let me go on ahead and say it one more time. We're going to go and do the Labyrinthian quest. And yeah, so thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.